Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kash Patel, and he is the director of the FBI and was supposed to be the director of ATF. And apparently, he's not showing up for work. It's almost like he's saying, y'all can take this job and shove it. I guess he's showing up for the FBI job, but he was the acting director, I think they said he was, of the ATF. At any rate, he is not showing up for work. And it's not because he's overworked at the FBI, because there's a picture of him at some kind of a ceremony with Wayne Gretzky, who is a hockey player, a famous professional hockey player. So it wasn't like he was overworked. He just didn't show up. So they have quietly, they say they have quietly removed him. Now, I'm wondering why Cash Patel isn't showing up for work. Cash Patel, I don't know who he is really. I hadn't heard of him before they named him the director of the FBI, but I'm assuming that he's one of these right wing Indians, but not like Ramaswamy, who's out there making a fool out of himself day in and day out. But I'm just going to go over this article from Reuters, and maybe we can find out why this man is not showing up for work. Kash Patel was removed as acting ATF director, U.S. officials confirmed. So they have confirmed that he has been removed as ATF director. Maybe it was a job he didn't even want in the first place. And what these Republicans seem to be doing is bigging up the Indians, making the big deal out of the Indians because, we don't want to hire the black people and basically playing in our faces like the Democrats might hire you, but we're not going to hire you, but we're going to hire the Indians so it won't look like we're, the big R word. So they're hiring the Indians. Now, we already know that power concedes nothing without a fight. So you're going in as an immigrant. You didn't even help build the country. Well, they have less consideration for them than they would have for a black person because they don't have any agency here. They are fully expecting them to go in there and do exactly what they say. So he's probably just a figurehead there anyway. It's somebody else behind the scenes pulling the strings. So apparently this guy said, well, okay, baby, you can have it because I got something else to do. Well, let's hope he had that much guts about him. I doubt it, but we can only hope, that he would have had that kind of respect for himself that if I can't do the job, then I'm not coming to the job. Now, this is just what I'm thinking, but let's get into the article. And this is from Reuters 2 days ago. FBI Director Kash Patel was removed from his role as acting director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and replaced by Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll, U.S. officials confirmed on Wednesday. Reuters was first to report the leadership change, which the U.S. Justice Department had not disclosed publicly. As of Wednesday afternoon, Patel's photo and title of acting director was still listed on the ATF's website. Well, they haven't had a chance to change it yet, so let's not jump to conclusions. But if they're saying he's been removed rather than he resigned, that means he's been fired. They fired him as the acting ATF director. Make of it what you will. The grass on the other side of the fence will be looking so pretty and green and well cut till you just can't wait to get over there. And then you get over there and you find out it's full of rodents and pests and insects and varmints and scorpions and things that are very dangerous. One of the observations that I have made about the Trump administration, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, is that these people have very short resumes. They don't have a long life of public service. And that is why they can go into the government and just gut those programs and cut jobs. I was just talking to a friend because it's tax time. It's time for the taxes to be in. I think Tuesday is the deadline. And you call the IRS. Now they're laying off people going and coming. You call the IRS about your taxes because you got to pay the taxes if you don't want to get in trouble with the government. But then you got to wait, seems like hours before somebody can come to the phone to answer a simple question. Oh, you can go to the website, and you go to the website and you read what it says. And sometimes the language is so confusing that you don't know what they're saying. They need competent people on these jobs. It's really disrespect for the American people. And so now here they've got two men who basically don't know what they're doing in very responsible positions. But when you win the election, you can do that. Well, let me go on with the article. Patel was sworn in as acting ATF leader on February 24th, 3 days after he was sworn in as FBI director, a role he continues to hold. It was unusual for one person to be tapped to lead two major Justice Department units at the same time. So that lets you know right there, whoever's supposed to be the leader doesn't know what he's doing. You don't put one person over two major departments like this. A Justice Department official confirmed Patel's removal and said it had nothing to do with his job performance. The official did not say why Patel was removed. He was removed because he shouldn't have had that job in the first place. He should have just had one job. He still doesn't know what he's doing as FBI director. So how is he going to know what to do as ATF director? I mean, we won't call anybody smart in this situation, and so we'll be fair. U.S. Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll is now serving as acting ATF director, the Justice Department official said. Three other sources familiar with the decision said Driscoll will continue to hold both roles. So there he is, the Secretary of the Army and the Director of the ATF, which means they probably can't find enough yes people to take these jobs. Well, I'll take that back. There is no shortage of people that'll take a job for the money or the prestige or just to have a corner office. So they can find enough yes people. They just haven't found the yes people that they want. Senior Justice Department officials are currently weighing whether to merge the ATF with the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration as part of an effort to cut costs. Director Kash Patel was briefly designated ATF director while awaiting Senate confirmations, a standard short term move. Dozens of similar redesignations have occurred across the federal government, White House spokesman Harrison Field said in an email. Director Patel is now excelling in his role at the FBI and delivering outstanding results. Well, yeah, until they decide they're going to remove him and put somebody else in his place because he may just not be working out the way they thought he would. But anyway, Cash Patel might be on the chopping block before we know it. And just to add something, they are trying to use the Indians in a capacity that maybe the Indians didn't quite understand. But they're doing some tricky stuff like sending J.D. Vance's wife, Usha, to Greenland to appeal to the people of Greenland to, I guess, talk to them about becoming a part of the United States. And the people of Greenland said they didn't want her up there. Now, how they tried to frame that was that they didn't want her to come because she was an Indian, when in fact, Don Jr. had gone up there before and had received a very icy reception. And then they sent Usha up there. But rather than just acknowledge that those people in Greenland didn't want anybody from the Trump administration coming up there, they tried to frame it like the people didn't want her to come because she was Indian. So then JD Vance says, well, I guess I'll go up there. Like that was going to make some big difference. And he did go. Both of them went, but it didn't make a difference. The people didn't want to see any of them. So they ended up going to an American military base and tried to make something out of that. But those people in Greenland didn't want anything to do with anybody from the Trump administration. So I have a question. When has America asked the vice president's wife to go on a mission to do some kind of ambassadress work? I can't think of a single time that a white second lady of the United States of America has been asked to go on any kind of mission to appeal to some other group of people or for any reason. I don't even know what the role of the vice president's wife is. I mean, honestly, I don't. So, if y'all know of any time that a vice president's wife has been asked to go on a mission like that, please let me know because I don't know. But anyway, we'll keep our eyes on all of this. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video. Give me a thumbs up and have a good day.